How does this world of brand meet this world of data? It's ultimately function meets form, right? It's algorithm meets art, it's insight meets imagination.
Creativity runs through all of us here at Journey Further. In every team, project, initiative, Slack, social, campaign, everything. Last week we were also included in the Drums census list for the UK's most creative digital agencies, which was fantastic. So, seems only right that for this week's episode we catch up with the creative team, find out a bit more about them and what amazing things they've got coming this year. Ben, Executive Creative Director, welcome. First and foremost, talk to us about where you've come from and what experience you bring to the team.
So my background is the best part of a decade in London ad agencies, VCCP and Fold 7. The kind of clients I would work with was the Danish way, which was obviously the repositioning for Carlsberg as they look to premiumize the brand, as well as O2 and working for Telefonica. Nice, meaty campaigns. Got to work with the likes of Sean Bean and Mads Mikkelsen and some really great talent that made the job exciting. The role that I had at these agencies was to figure out what was the bigger umbrella campaign thought that would be executed across TV, radio, digital, social, stunts, PR, out of home, the lot really. So it was a complete package, and making sure an idea has legs like that, making sure an idea works across multi-channels is ultimately what's been trained into me. So it's that big brand thinking.
Now, Billy, you guys work really closely alongside the analysts to reinforce incredible creative campaigns with hard, true data to drive performance. Now, what is it about that seemingly pretty unique relationship which works so well?
We've got two sets of people, right? We've got creatives and we've got analysts. And analysts are very quantitative. They use the left side of the brain, and the creatives the right side. And what we're doing is we're merging the two types of people together to create this healthy friction. And it's that friction that should generate really engaging ideas that can be that difference to improve uplift and improve performance. So they're almost like the new creative pairing.
The proposition that we're now bringing to Journey Further is how does this world of brand meet this world of data and science? And it's ultimately function meets form, right? It's algorithm meets art, it's insight meets imagination. The starting point for all of that is the data, right? You need to build smart creative on smart data insights. That's what gives us that unique positioning in the market. We are already born out of that data background, right? We have unparalleled access to Facebook, Google Analytics that other agencies, particularly the big sort of traditional agencies, just don't have access to because they're not partners. Being a Facebook partner, a Google partner, we can get stuff that other agencies can't. And that information is really powerful to the creative process. It de-risks creative. That's the outtake for a client. That's what we're trying to give to clients here, is a less risky way to buy and make creative campaigns.
So as well as the exciting above the line proposition that we have, we also work really closely with our clients on their paid social. And the way that we approach this is test and learn, working really closely with analysts to implement creative in cycles. And these iterative cycles allow us to then test and learn, see what works, see what doesn't, and over time, improve the performance of those ads by learning from the data.
So an account I'm really enjoying working on is Adaptivist. They've just signed a 12-month contract with Creative, which is great news. They also work with our PPC, paid social and display team. We've got quite a continuous loop with them where we A/B test, so there's always that continuous learning and continuous development of that creative. First one that comes to mind was a webinar which we did for them, where their original creative was about £28 cost per lead. So we looked at creating a variation of this, which was similar to their original creative illustration style, and A/B test this against a new variation, which was more graphic, very minimalist, and an eye-catching design. So the updated illustrative approach actually had a cost per lead of £25, and the test B, which was the new minimal graphic style, was only £19 cost per lead. So going forward from that, we look to roll out carousel variation of the paid social creative. We've also seen a decrease in cost per lead now down to £14. Whatever the results are, we're learning. So that's great. And having that continuous communication with the client and that continuous review And, every week we're building upon our creative. I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Now, Dan, I know you are a busy boy. We've just heard from Holly all about some cracking work that she's been doing for Adaptivist, which looks fantastic. What about yourself? What big campaigns have you got going on at the moment, and what's to come for the creative team in 2021?
A couple of things that spring to mind right now is something we're working on with Oddbox. We're helping them launch their rebrand. Something else that I've been working on since the start of this year is a new client of ours, Community Fibre. They're a 100% full fibre broadband provider in London and rapidly increasing their footprint. We've been producing a lot of creative campaigns to help them hit some really lofty sales targets. Also, we're expanding as a team, which is beyond exciting. We've got Ryan joining us in a couple of weeks' time as a junior designer. It's going to be absolutely awesome getting Ryan on board, helping out with the likes of Oddbox, the likes of Community Fibre and all our other clients.
Finally then, Ben, what change are you trying to make in the creative space with the Journey Further creative proposition, and what makes it so unique?
Look, having come from these brand worlds, same as Matt, our MD, we looked at the way that a lot of the campaigns, although they're I've worked on them, they're beautiful, they're exciting, they're big budget, but are they built on rock solid, true insight, or are they built on the agenda of the agency, A, winning awards, B, getting out the most creative execution they possibly can? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if it's not built on some sort of solid, true foundation of a really great data understanding, it might be audience, it could be market, it could be brand, it should be a combination of the three, really. But a campaign proposition needs to be built on some rock solid, true data insights. That's what I think Journey Further have the power to do. Looking at those really unique insights allows us to then form a unique creative brief and to give the creative team a head start that is not only more interesting, but it's also true. If I could put it into a strap line, insight meets imagination to tell true brand stories.